I know that my thumbnail isn't accurate because those aren't private security employees. But anyhow, if you're not in California, this video pertains to you. Even though I keep talking about California, this video will pertain to you if you own a security company, you manage a security company, and I think if you are a private security employee, I think this video will help you understand what it takes to be the leader that you inspire to be. And if you are not a supervisor or manager and you work in private security, or even you're a private investigator, we want to hear from you what other than money motivates you. Because you can pay your employees, we'll just say top dollar, right? What's like a very good salary for private security? Again, unfortunately, because I'm in California, my discussion around laws, rules, and regulations do revolve around California and customs. But California, let's just say you got $50 an hour, right? I think that would be pretty good pay. You pay your employees $50 an hour with full benefits, but if you don't keep them motivated, you don't manage them, you don't supervise, you don't lead them properly, they will leave you to go to a $40 an hour job. Okay, it just like, I guess, choosing a spouse, a girlfriend, or boyfriend. You might have the hottest looking boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, but if you're not treated right, okay, you might go for like, for like a better term, I hate to say like a cheaper. I want to say, okay, let's just say your significant other, girlfriend or boyfriend, is like a 10, right? But that person treats you like crap. I'm pretty sure that you wouldn't hesitate to choose the next girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, or husband, maybe like a 7 or a 6. And then I'm sure if that 6 or 5 husband or girlfriend, significant other treat you like crap, I'm pretty sure that you would look forward to going to a number 5 or number 4 that treats you a lot better. Again, that's just me speculating. Let me hear from you guys. I want you guys out there that are on supervision to look to see what motivates your employees. Like, what are they looking forward to in the future? I found that if you empower somebody, you find interest in somebody that is motivated by something, that they're going to be more loyal to you, more loyal to the organization, and they're going to give you a better work product. So for example, let's just say in your organization, your security organization, you have a biology student who's interested in, I don't know, becoming a physician's assistant, a nurse, a PA, or something like that. They don't want nothing to do with security. How do you keep them motivated, right? Well, you keep them motivated, in my honest opinion, by showing that you have some interest in them, okay? So let's just say you work at a casino and there's a certain part of the casino floor that has more elderly people. What do we know about the people that are more elderly? Well, they're more prone to medical emergencies. Let's just say you work for a secure organization that allows you to render first responder type of aid with the proper credentials. Well, where do I want to assign that person? Maybe I'll try to assign that person on that area. Now, if I would do so, if that would involve me not screwing over somebody else. Because remember, you remove one position, you're gonna get somebody upset to place another position in. And that might have been a very good employee. Just find out what they're interested in and try to empower them. Try to give them that reward of interest as much as you can. Let's just say you have an employee that wants to be a cop, a police officer, whatever it is, okay? If you're a security company owner, you probably have connections to chiefs of police, sheriffs, okay? If your employee is performing well within standards, I don't think it's a bad idea to reach out to these chiefs, sheriffs, captains, and pitch your employee to them. Hey, you know what? This person works for me. This person will make a very good police officer. Do you guys have any openings? Now, I know that public service, civil service, um, it doesn't like work that easy. Like you can't just be placed into these positions just because you know somebody. Knowing somebody helps, but what I'm saying is you're showing the employee that you're interested in them, and you're taking an extra step by reaching out to your connections or to your connects. Okay, let's just say you have an employee from India, right? And then you're working in a place that's predominantly doesn't have any Indian restaurants, and within your network, you have like friends, family members, colleagues that own like Indian restaurant. Wouldn't it be a great thing to do? Maybe hook them up with like dinner or something like that. Pay for their dinner, or at least direct them to this restaurant that's your friends, and then let your friend know, hey, you know what? One of my security officers is headed to your restaurant, and this is his name. Then your friend will expect that employee of yours, greet them by name, and introduce themselves. Guys, that means a lot. That means a lot when your employer goes the extra mile and does something like that. I know that some employers, my employer gives out challenge coins, chiefs of police, commanders, so on and so forth, personalized like coffee cups or tumblers, right? I appreciate those items a lot, but you cannot replace a tumbler, a challenge coin with empowering an employee. So let's just say you have an employee that wants to be in law enforcement. We have something called DRE, drug recognition expert. Somebody waited their whole life or whole career to be a drug recognition expert. You can give all the tumblers you want, all the challenge coins you want, but unless you're making some progress to help that employee reach their goals or reach their dreams, you're not going to get too far with getting respect from employees. Gaining respect, maintaining respect, and respect is very important. If your employee sees that you're going the extra mile to accomplishing their dream, to showing respect, maintaining respect, then they are going to be more loyal to you. They're going to work a little bit harder, and when you ask them for a favor, they're more likely going to accomplish that favor. What other things can we think about right now? Let me just go through the comments real quick. We're just brainstorming. What can you do for your employees? Another thing is becoming a good reference. If you know an employee that that wants to be a correctional officer, or maybe an employee that wants to do something that has nothing to do with private security, you can always let them know, hey, you know what? Like, I don't have challenge coins to offer you. I don't have a tumbler. I don't have coffee cups. I don't have a free Starbucks card. A Starbucks cash card to give you. But what I can give you is my word. And my word is that as long as you're performing to standards, and even above the standards, you have my word that I will be the best reference ever possible when you apply to other places, when you apply to the career of your choice. Wouldn't that sound better than offering a tumbler or something else? We got to be creative, guys. Employee retention is very difficult. I think one of the highest employee turnout rates is retention rates is probably Ally Universal. People will work there a month, a week, 2 weeks, years, sometimes 10 years. But what else is motivating them? If you have poor leadership, poor management, they're not going to stay with you. Okay, they are not going to stay. See what motivates them. And also, when you're doing these employee interviews, I think the last question should be like, what are your goals in life? What are you seeking to accomplish? If some want to work security so that they can be they can get to another field, and they need to finish their bachelor's degree, and maybe they're going to be the first to finish their bachelor's degree. Maybe you could set aside some type, and I know all the managers they're going to kick me in the head on this one, but maybe you could set aside some company time of like 30 minutes or something like that, where this employee can have, I don't know, maybe an extended lunch or something like that so that they can study. Now, I know some of you are saying, well, I can spend the whole shift studying. I tried that before, really on a post where there's nothing to pay attention to. I mean, put it this way, if somebody were to break into the post, like you would see them coming from like 80 feet away. And this would be like on the weekend. So you had enough time to study. I never took advantage of studying when I was in college because I'd fall asleep. If I read a book, I'll fall asleep. So I'd study for 20 minutes and then I'll put the book away. But find out what it is, guys. And then also, like, if they're going to college, just say, hey, you know what? I'm willing to, like, when they're hired already, right? Just say, hey, you know what? If you need any scheduling, like, changes to accommodate your school schedule, just let me know. I can't make any guarantees, but I'll try my best to fit you in the schedule. Something like that. That just shows the employee that you care. And then during the interviews, see what their career goals are. I just opened up that discussion like a minute ago, but I forgot to talk about that. And what you want to do is when you're going to hire them, you're going to hire them, write down what their goal was in life. Okay. They might say, hey, my goal is to be a security canine officer for your company. Really? Okay. Once they're hired, as long as they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, give them little, I want to say, for lack of a better term, give them a taste of what it's like to be a canine officer. Maybe 3 months while they're hired. Maybe have them put on a suit, like a bite suit or something like that. If you have a legitimate canine program, most security companies do not have legitimate canine programs. They just have a pet in the back and they just paint or they just place on decals on their unit canine. But that's a topic of another story. But hey, put on a bite suit, or you know what? Assign that person with a canine officer for like an hour out of their shift, if that's even possible. Or if that employee works like a canine, like a standing canine post, I'll see a lot of the canine units or canine officers, a lot of them are supervisors, because it kind of makes sense to put them on roving patrol. But let's just say they're a supervisor and they're roving patrol. Hey, if you know that somebody's interested in canines, spend like 20 minutes on that post, on that standing post, and just give them like a demonstration and just teach them everything that you know. Guys, if you're doing these little things that kind of throws the employee bones, for lack of a better term, that employee is going to be more motivated to stay with you. All right, guys, let me just go through the comments. Mr. Fusion's here. He's the only one here, it looks like. He says, shoot, I got to pay for my benefits here. It's hard to stay motivated at my company. I know. Hope my Instagram messages wasn't weird. Sorry it was. No, I don't think it's weird. The photos you sent me are cringe of security officers pretending to be police, but that's topic of another story. Mr. Fusion says, Sean, the thing is, some of these companies think stickers and coffee cups and pizza parties are a reward for hard work. Thank you for saying that. Thank you. Hallelujah to you, Mr. Fusion. Yeah. So I keep seeing on Instagram, oh, here, my employees, we got them pizza. Well, look, citywide, in San Diego, Santee area, when we trained there last time, they provided premium pizza. But that's a topic of another story. But yeah, some of these employers think that they could just provide like a pizza party or like a Starbucks card or a trinket, a keychain or a sticker. Guys, your shitty leadership is not going to be replaced by a sticker or a pizza party. Okay? You got to go beyond that. Again, I want you to see what motivates your employee and as much as possible facilitate that need. And it may not be constant need. What I'm saying is just don't forget about your employees. Like in 5 months from now, ask yourself, hey, what motivated this employee or what motivates this employee and how can I help facilitate that? Even with like, again, you have an employee that is studying chemistry or something like that. I mean, just asking how their school is going, how their classes are going, if it's the right time, right? Like 7 months from now goes a long way. It really does. And then let's say you have an employee that says, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to finish my associate's degree on November 15th of 2026." Okay? On November 17th of 2026, or even that same day, if you send a text message, if it's appropriate, if you make a phone call, congratulating them on that accomplishment, guys, that will go a long way. Even if you got an employee that is going to graduate or do something in 2 years, it goes a long way. Even if you have an employee that discloses to you, "Hey, you know what? My significant other, we're going to have a baby on January 1st of 2027, right? She's going to go in and get induced or something like that." If a lady's getting induced, you probably have the proper date. Anyhow, on that date, guys, like the next day or something like that, check up on your employee. "Hey, just want to make sure everything's okay." Find out these dates. If you find out, if your employee says, "Hey, you know what? On February 2nd, I would like the day off because my nephew is having a birthday party, or my son is having a birthday or something like that. Can I have the day off?" Sure. Guys, in a year from now, write that date down. In a year from now, let's just say that employee already has a day off or doesn't want to take off for their kid. Send them call them, text them, send an email. "Hey, happy birthday to your kid." Again, timing is appropriate, and substance on what you talk about is important, but that will go a long way. Now, yes, you can be too personal, and being too personal can sound too cringy. You have to know at the right time. Mr. Fusion says, "I can confirm that guys are not just showing up for 2 weeks, but still have a job for some reason." Jeez, I believe it. And then he says, "I plan to reward my employees by giving them the officer of the court title." All right, guys, I'm out of here. Let me hear your suggestions. How do you reward your employees?